Hey everybody, how you doing? I know it's been quite a while since I made a new video, but I thought it was time to do one. And the reason I'm doing this one is because there is something I want to talk about, and that is about martial arts. As some people may know or may not know, I've never really asked my friends if I ever told them about this, but when I was younger, especially in my college years, I had a very, very great interest in studying the martial arts. I didn't get too far in my training though, because the demands of real life kept pulling me back into things of like having to find a full-time job, and I kind of fell out of it, and that's not really a very good excuse. As a matter of fact, it's a terrible excuse, but it's an excuse I've been using for years now, and now that has to be over with. So I've really gotten back into trying to pursue getting involved in the martial arts. My bone background is very limited. I was a member of a Shotokan club for a few months while I was in college. I've had a few lessons in Aikido, a few lessons in Kung Fu, and that's about it of actual training. Everything else I've ever known about martial arts has come from either reading articles or books, and you really can't train from articles or books. And that's kind of the focus of what I'm talking about right now. I'm a member of a website called Bullshido. And Bullshido is, despite what you might hear, a very good resource for someone who wants to either advance their knowledge in martial arts or is looking to find out what martial art they might want to study, or just a resource for understanding and expanding one's knowledge of martial arts. The members there are quite knowledgeable. There are people there who have been studying for 15, 20, 25, 30 years, and they are just an encyclopedia of information, every one of them. There's a lot of great people at that site. One of the things that the site does on a regular basis is it will actively work at exposing those people within the martial arts community that are frauds, that are scammers, that are people who are either delusional in their own martial arts abilities, or people who misrepresent other organizations, or people who are just scamming other people out of their money because they're picking their targets and their victims just don't know any better. And there's one person in particular that has drawn the attention of Bullshido. This is a person named Thomas Daw. Thomas Daw is a man who lives in the UK. He goes by the title of Grandmaster. He claims to be a 10th degree black belt, or a 10th Dan. For those of you who are not familiar with the terms, the Dan is the black belt levels in a martial art. The colored belts that get you to your black belt, those are typically known as Q ranks, KYU, they're the Q ranks. When you get to the Dan ranks, those are your black belts. So if someone says to you, I'm a 3rd Dan, that's a 3rd degree black belt. The names might be different in other systems. I know that Japanese systems use the Q and the Dan ranks. I believe it's something of a static name throughout most martial arts. I don't know that for certain. Chinese martial arts, Korean martial arts might use different names for those levels. So if I'm wrong about that, please feel free to correct me, because I'd like to know myself. I've never actually known if that's the case or not. In any case, Thomas Daw represents himself to be a 10th degree black belt. He also says that he invented 3 different martial arts of his own. He represents an organization called the MFMA, the Masters of Freestyle Martial Arts. And he sells his courses at his MFMA website. He also sells them on eBay. And Grandmaster Daw says that his home courses are the best courses in the world, that you can effectively learn his martial arts styles just by watching the DVDs. And he claims that they are just as good as one-on-one instruction. That's a bit of a leap for me, but the one thing that I really want to hit on is that Thomas Daw says that his home study courses, they are not diploma mills. That the MFMA, and him, which he is, I believe he was credited with creating with another, I can't remember the guy he co-founded it with, but he created this organization, the MFMA, and according to him, they are a global organization that he has students all over the world. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know how many home courses he sold. I've gone to his eBay account and checked, and it seems to me he hasn't sold a single one at eBay. If he sold any through his MFMA website, I don't know if he has or not. There's no way for me to check that. In any case, he insists that it's a home study course and it's not a diploma mill. And for those of you unfamiliar with the term diploma mill, let me explain what that is. A diploma mill is any organization or individual who will grant someone a certificate or degree in some area of knowledge if you pay them to do so. These individuals or organizations usually represent themselves to have some type of authority to do so. They claim to be backed by some accrediting agency or other organizations that have granted them the right to do this. But really all it is just you're buying a degree or a certificate. And I'm sure most of us have seen ads for the so-called life experience degrees. These are websites where you can go and purchase a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, even a PhD in several academic areas just by paying for it. You pay them the agreed upon price and they will send you the certificate, they'll send you transcripts, they will even do Hague Convention apostles on your degree if they want. But the truth is that the universities that they get them from are almost always outside of the United States, and they are not accredited by any legitimate accrediting body within the United States, and usually not even in the countries of origin where the degrees come from. That being said, this practice has spilled over into the martial arts community. There are now people who are selling rank certificates if you pay them to do so. And they say that it's all through the process of buying their home study course. You buy their home study course, and generally what happens is you say, I want to learn this martial art, and they send you the home study course, and they send you the certificates. Usually what they have you do is when you have completed the study for, say, your yellow belt, you will notify them and you pay them an additional fee and they send you the yellow belt certificate. Some of them just send you all of the certificates at one time, white through black belt, and they say just make sure that you watch the DVDs, and just like that, you're a black belt. Now Thomas Daw, or I'm sorry, Grandmaster Daw, claims that the MFMA does no such thing. He says that they are not any kind of diploma or certificate mill. As a matter of fact, he has a YouTube account under the name of Ukyo Tachibana, and in one of his videos he makes it clear that the MFA does not do this. And here's a clip from that video, and you can see exactly what he says. Let's take a look at what he says. Watch this.
This is another video for the MFMA. Basically, I just want to say that I'm very pleased. Happy New Year to all of my new students and all members worldwide. And I'd just like to say that the MFMA is not what they call a diploma mill. Now, I understand there's lots of places, and I joined some of those places, where they give away black belt certificates and stuff for free with your course. So you pay for a course and they give you the certificates. Well, it means nothing unless you work really, really hard and earn those grades like I've done. And for every person like me...
Okay, now did you see that right there? He makes it very clear that he is not just selling certificates, that he is actually selling you something that is worthwhile, and it is not anything like what you've heard about these other places that he mentions where you just pay to get rank. Well, unfortunately, that just isn't true. And actually I can prove it, because I actually contacted Grandmaster Daw through his eBay account. I have an account on eBay, so I contacted him and I asked him, just how does the ranking system work. Now, the first time I contacted him, he just replied and said it's on the honor system. Now, the second time I contacted him, I said, you know, I just wanted to understand, what does the honor system mean? And here I'm going to show you a couple of screen captures of the actual emails that I sent to Grandmaster Daw and his response. I'm going to show you the email I sent first. You might want to pause the video just so you can read what I actually said, because I'm not too terribly skilled at inserting pictures into video, so I'm not sure how long it's going to stay up there. So once we see the JPEG, go ahead and pause and take a look at it and read what I had to say, and here it is right now. Okay, so that's the message that I sent to him. And now I want to show you, this is his response. Here it is right now. Okay, now that was his response to my query about how does the ranking system work. Now, I don't know about you, but what he describes is pretty much the definition of a diploma mill, or in this case, a certificate mill. You want to move up in rank? You just notify him when you sincerely believe that you have mastered the techniques of the appropriate level. There's no one-on-one instruction, there's no testing, either physical or written. There's just you, the student, telling him, the Grandmaster, hey, I've mastered the techniques for this level. Can I have my new belt? And then you pay a fee, and he will send you your certificate for the appropriate belt level. Now, he does say that you cannot put in for your black belt until you've had his course for at least 6 months. Because in real life, if you were training one-on-one with him, he could get you from beginner to black belt in 6 months. Really? I know there are some amazing instructors out there in the martial arts community. Some of them are members on the Bushido website. But I have never heard of someone jumping from beginner to first degree black belt in a matter of 6 months. I know some people have joked about getting their black belt in 3 or 4 months, but they have come out and said the school they got them from was a very poor school, and it should come as no surprise that they were able to get their black belt in such a short amount of time. I've never heard of any good, competent, legit martial arts school and instructor taking someone from beginner to black belt in 6 months. It's just not feasible. But he insists that in 6 months you can become a black belt. And as you can see in his response to me, there's no proof required. He says you can send him a video or just post a video on YouTube and he'll grade it, or you just tell him how you decided to grade yourself. What the fuck is up with that? You grade yourself? You're someone who is studying a martial art. You're a beginner. How does a beginner test him or herself to know whether the techniques they're doing are right or wrong? What does Daw expect people to do? Does he expect people to find a training partner and try it out on them? Does he expect them to go into the streets and get in a fight and see if the techniques work? It just doesn't make any sense. This whole idea of sincerely believing that you have mastered the techniques and just telling him how you graded yourself, I mean, you know, thank God it's Grandmaster Daw, 10th degree black belt, and not Dr. Daw, vascular surgeon. You know, who knows what he'd be telling people to do. This is just ridiculous, and the fact that he claims that his organization is not a diploma mill just isn't right. So if you run across any adverts from Thomas Daw or from the MFMA, please know that this is, in fact, this is a diploma and certificate mill. There's just real no legitimacy here. I could go on and on about Thomas Daw, about his qualifications as a martial artist. There's a lot to say about him. Down here in the links, I'm going to put a few links in there. I'm going to put a link to his page here on YouTube. You can go check out his videos and you can see his skills for yourself. Or if you want to, I'm going to put the link to the thread at Bushido, which is discussing Thomas Daw, and you can read through it and decide for yourself just what the MFMA and Grandmaster Thomas Daw are trying to sell to the public, but believe me, it's not anything you want to get involved in. Thanks for watching this video. If you have anything you want to say, please leave it down here in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I will try to get more videos out to you in the near future. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day.